And the surge in commodity prices has also created an upswing in crime related to the theft of some of those commodities. It's a global phenomenon. It's one that's tracked in a Bloomberg Big Take today. One of the reporters on that story, Daniela Sirtori-Cortina. Thanks for being with us, Daniela. And in some ways, obvious, something gets more valuable. As Matt said, people are going to want to take it. What does it say, though, and how bad is the problem globally? Everything from copper to catalytic converters are now apparently up for grabs.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. As we probably all know, the theft of commodities is nothing new. And of course, the soaring prices incentivizes the situation. But we also have a very unique combination of factors during the pandemic. Supply chains getting, all messed up, borders getting closed, companies having to source from suppliers that are not their usual. And we also have a lot of economic stress in many economies, including developing countries such as Chile. So this combination of factors, and then you add soaring prices of commodities, and it basically becomes a very fertile ground for theft of commodities, from everywhere, from Canada to Chile to Nigeria.
So Amanda is very well aware of the greatest commodities heist of all time. Canadians years ago stole, I think, 10,000 barrels of maple syrup worth 20 million Canadian dollars. But that was difficult and took months, and it was a whole operation. Here we're seeing Canadians just grab piles of lumber from job sites, right? How else are we seeing people steal this stuff?
Right. So there is a range of, some stuff that seems to be just lying around, as you were saying, lumber in Canadian job sites. But there are also certain thieves, to put it that way, with some experience. When we were looking into Chile, we do see that the police is already aware of situations like that before the pandemic, and they know how to spot, some of these situations. So, for example, the police in Chile recently arrested 3 people that they found near train tracks that were carrying copper slabs, which are pretty expensive. If you take one bundle of copper slabs, it can be, around $28,000. So there's a range, there's a range of things sort of being easy to steal right now, just because of, we have job sites and stuff like that. But there's also, in some other places, there's certain preparation, and and now there's just more incentive to engage in stuff like that.
And one of the commodities that matters most to everybody is food. You're also detailing in the story food crimes that are up, and we know that food-related fraud costs the industry billions of dollars a year. What's happening on this front?
Right, exactly. And so, a lot of this goes back to the desperation that there is in the pandemic related to soaring food prices. And one of the things that we saw, for example, in India, there were reports of basically adulterated commodities. So there's this idea of not just theft, but also fraud, to put it that way. Certain commodities being laced with even dangerous materials. And in some cases, people landed in the hospital because of this. We also have, for example, in Malaysia, other products were being passed for palm oil, which is a staple there. So really, we have a wide range of activity when it comes to fraud, to robberies, because of this combination of factors that we've been discussing.